I'm CJ Scott. This is my Chapter 9, Managing Human Resources video summary. Chapter 9 is on developing careers. Chapter 9 to me was extremely important just because we're going out into the career field, whether it be 4 years away or 6 months away, like it is for me. It's really important not only understanding how important building your career already right now is, but also understanding the development process throughout your career path. A variety of different careers that we are going into out into the field are going to allow you, and in some cases, they need you to consider to continue to develop your career, develop your education, and then also develop your habits as a human being. You know, you can't just find something, find your something that makes you click and then coast for the next 40 years or whatever it may be. Developing careers, this topic is about bettering yourself, whether that be in the office or outside of the office, lifestyle changes that are going to allow you to create an environment that can make you successful, make you efficient, and make something happen. So going into kind of the details of the chapter, although to me, I think career development is much more focused on yourself. I think it's something that you need to do if you're somebody that cares about your future, cares about what you plan on doing in the future, cares about what's happening around you. It's something that you need to focus on, something that you need to hone in on right now, whether you're a freshman in college or a senior in college, something that needs to be focused on, because developing your career throughout decades to come is extremely important for your success and for your efficiency. So what is career development? Book definition: ongoing and formalized organizational effort, developing enriched and capable workers, aiding in recruiting and retaining skilled workers. The chapter itself was a lot on, how are different companies working out career development, because a lot of times human resources is handling this. How are we going to take certain employees, whether this be a low-level employee, at a fast food chain, or whether it be an executive that we just hired. How are we going to take them, not only train them on what's going to happen, but also how are we going to develop them to fit our needs for the company itself? So challenges in career development, these are extremely important when it comes to the human resources aspect of things, because you need to attack these challenges head on, figure out what's wrong, and figure out how to fix it, because career development is important even within the company. You need to constantly find ways to make this company more efficient when it comes to human resources end of things. So challenges in career development: who will be responsible, how much emphasis is appropriate, and then how will the needs of a diverse workforce be met. So basically, who, what, why, how of career development. How are we going to get things done? Why do we want to do this? And then the what of things is, what are we going specifically to do? The homework touched on this a bit. What's the difference to you in the workforce between learning all these things online or finding a way to do it hands-on? I think my generation itself, probably learns things better online, but me personally, I'm going to learn a lot better with hands-on things. And it's going to vary person to person. This is something you need to touch on when it comes to human resources. So the career development process, I think, is really important to break down. Just want to mention it. That was in the chapter. The assessment phase, the direction phase, and the development phase, and this needs to continually happen. You need to constantly be assessed, whether that be on a higher up or you're assessing yourself. You need to find those flaws, and this is pretty much with everything in life. Take a direction and then develop those flaws so you don't have it anymore, or you can at least minimize it to ensure success. Meeting the challenges of effective development. This was a lot more of the one side or the other thing: organizational assessment and self-assessment. Career websites would be self-assessment, and assessment centers would be organizational assessment. A lot of these things, I think, are going to vary person to person, but I think organizational assessment also helps develop within the company. You know, if you're working well with the people around you, chances are that the company is going to work better, more efficiently. Career anchor assessment. This is basically like what you like to do, or what do you retain things with better. How are you going to attack things personally? The career anchor assessment, to me, I think a lot of companies are using it. When it comes down to things, if you really look into what they're utilizing, it may not be something exactly or directly like this, but they are using things that are centered around these things. You know, people want to find out what makes you tick, because oftentimes it's going to help in your career path. Um, this kind of goes into the phases, like I touched on, more specific things that you can attack with. Like I said, career development to me is extremely important. I think it should be important to everybody that's in college, because these things are what's going to guide us down our path, and something that's going to allow us to be successful as time goes on. You know, you can't just retain all your information in college and then expect to go out and use it. You need to find out how you're going to use it and how am I going to get better at what I'm doing. Thank you.